What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well today. Today we are back on some MX Simulator, and I thought I would try and just do a track that is just a bit on the easier side, you know, just more of a fun track than what I usually do. I feel like so far I've done mostly replicas and difficult sand tracks and such, and it's nice to just have a bit of fun every now and then. So in this video, you're probably going to see me try and do oppos that I can't bring back. You're probably going to see me try and hit corners way faster than I have the skill to control and go down. So there's probably going to be a few crashes, but this track is not another Erode Raceway by my favourite track creator in MX Simulator, which is JGMX, and I feel like a lot of people will probably agree with me on that. He's been around for quite some time now, released more tracks than I dare to imagine. The man's work rate is absolutely insane, and he always seems to release tracks that everybody really enjoys. Now, this is a track that I've played before, so I have some inkling of where I need to be going, and I just thought I'd download some new skins today, have a little bit of fun, just have a rip round, and just really ingrain that muscle memory back to me, get a little bit of a flow going, because I feel like I'm doing a little bit of trying to run before I can walk again, where I'm just trying to tackle the hardest things before I can even do the easy stuff well, essentially. So my idea is to, even after I've done recording this video, I'm just going to probably spin a bunch of laps on various easy tracks today, just nationals tracks, probably nothing Supercross related, just to get a little bit of a flow going before I try and tackle the harder tracks. I'm going to do some more replays at some point and just really get myself ready for the national season. I still don't have like an exact start date. I don't keep up to date enough in the sim kind of scene or community to know what's going on. I probably should do, so it doesn't catch me by surprise. But I feel like I'm going to be doing more prep for sim nationals than I'm going to be doing for MX Bikes nationals, to be honest. I hope they're not on the same day. If so, that will be very awkward, talking about riding sim nationals for the last like month or so, and it ends up I don't do it because the bikes one's on the same day, but we shall see. I have no idea what date either of them are on, and that right there was the first crash of many. The quad around that corner is just so nice when you hit it right, and then you can triple the rest of the way out of that rhythm, and it's so much faster than if you was even just like double or tripling. It's unreal. So we've got a couple of jumps on here that you can get a bit steezy on, throw some oppos. I am not the best at oppos on this game by any means. My back brake is on a button on this game, so it is literally all or nothing. And I'm guessing there is some sort of finesse needed to actually hit them properly, and there's probably people that are a hell of a lot better than I am. I'm not a big freestyle guy, as you guys well know, but oh yeah, like that one there, there's no way that's coming back round to the I don't know how I've not got legs off there. I 100% should have. You see the timing and such just isn't quite there. I'd never noticed that freestyle jump to the left before. Maybe I'll try and hit that at some point, but I just need to get a flow going, and that's all I can really ask for. There we go, trying to go way too fast again. I've messed with my settings ever so slightly, so I've got funny enough, my front brake is on a button as well, so again, that is all or nothing, but I've got stop wheelies on and anti-lock on the front, so I can't really just like really hard lock up the front end. However, what I did used to do is have the like brake torque maxed out, and what it would do is just like a constant ABS where I'd put it on and off over and over again. And I have been advised that if I turn it down ever so slightly, from 500 to about 480, 470 or so, I'll get still a lot of braking force, but it won't be so like jittery going into the corners, because it won't be constantly trying to turn itself on and off, which I've done, and it seems to be working fairly well for the most part. Granted, I keep going off the track here, but that's just me being booty chicks of the game and loading it up and trying to record as soon as loading it up and recording before I've even warmed up a bit. So that is completely on me. But this track, have I even said the name of the track? It's not another Erode Raceway. That's about to say Raceway. That's oh god, I haven't got a speech impediment, I promise. Not another Erode Raceway, and it's one of them that, once you do get a flow going and you know how fast you need to hit all the jumps, you could probably just run lap after lap and have no issue at all. One of them that's probably a little bit more enjoyable on a 450 than a 250. I do feel like I need to hit things almost perfectly, at least some of the corners, to be able to downside some of the jumps nicely. But the people that have got a lot more skill and speed than I would probably be hitting it no problem. This is probably the hardest corner on the bloody track, just getting the back end sliding out every time. If you don't hit that right absolutely perfect, if you turn it a little bit too much, game over. You're not going to get up that hill in any sort of speed whatsoever. One thing that I'm unsure of for the time being is, oh, that felt nice, see that quite quickly, is my gearing on the 250. Currently I run -1.0, And whilst it feels nice on some tracks, other tracks I feel like it's... oh, I'm not going to quad that, let me just triple. Other tracks I feel like it really runs out of top end. And I'm not one of the people that likes changing setups from track to track. I like having one setup that can kind of do everything a bit okay, and then adjusting myself to it. But especially on like sand tracks, for example, I feel like I'll be like absolutely on the limiter in third, change to fourth, and it just bulks, I don't move. So I don't know, I need to experiment with a few things a little bit more before I'm fully comfortable. But if I compare now to when I first started getting back into sim again, it's, I mean, in my eyes, it's night and day difference. You guys might completely disagree with that, you might think otherwise, and you're very free to that, you've got your own opinions. But from my own kind of gameplay and feeling, I feel a whole lot more comfortable than when I very first started. And I only have the helpful people that have kind of messaged me on Discord here or there, offering to give some advice or setups and just tips here and there, just to get me back into the swing of things in ideally as little time as possible, because I dread to think how many hours I put into this game when I first got it. You know, I mean, I put about, well, just under 100 hours into MX Bikes in the first 2-3 weeks or so when I got that, and I think sim was even worse. You know, I literally did not get off this game. Like every day when I'd go home from school, like 4 hours a day, just sitting here grinding away, trying to get better. And it's that right there is, I know I say it a lot of the time where I'm just like, oh, it's sad not being able to go as fast as I used to, and it's only sad because of knowing how much time I put into it. And that probably itself is probably quite sad to some people, but I really enjoyed it. And I'm always an advocate of doing what you enjoy, no matter if other people find it a little bit weird or maybe a bit nerdy or sad or whatever. Just do what you do, enjoy it. You never know where it will take you. I just one thing that I always say, especially to my friends in Discord, is I wish that I started doing the whole YouTube thing earlier. I wish I was doing it back in the sim days, and it'd be nice to see where the channel was at, or would be at today, with how much sim was alive back then. I know it's died down ever so slightly now, but still fairly popular. And I get a lot of people all the time saying, how can people enjoy this game? The graphics, like they're from the year 2000 and such, and it's more of a game that you kind of feel rather than you look at. If you've not played it, then I can understand the maybe the being a little bit naive towards it, but it's one of them games you do need to play and get your hands on to really understand why people enjoy it so much. It's incredibly frustrating, at the same time it is incredibly rewarding when you do things correctly, and just give it a go. I quite often also get people saying which game should they buy, bikes or sim, and both have their pros and cons. I could probably make an entire video, to be honest, on good side and bad side of both games, but they've both got demos. You know, you can go and play the demos for both games, try them both out. If you've got one or the other, or if you haven't got either, that is there for you to be able to go and test it out and see what you think. At the end of the day, my opinion means nothing. You know, I'm just a guy sat here playing a video game, pressing the record button, and talking to himself for between 10 and 20 minutes at a time. So, if you value my opinion, then fair enough. But it's not kind of the rule. You shouldn't base your own opinions off of mine. Obviously take everything with a pinch of salt as well. We're all people at the end of the day, you know, we've all got our own ideas on what should and shouldn't be. There's some things that I might agree with that you don't, and vice versa. And so I like both games. Obviously I don't kind of get as much enjoyment out of sim right now as I do in bikes, but that's purely on the basis of just time spent. You know, if I add up the last 5-6 years from when I first got sim, there's multiple thousands of hours on there, and bikes I've just got over 1,000. So it comes down to like being burnt out and things like that as well. And I'm happy in a way that I took that break from sim, because now I am enjoying it more than I would be if I didn't take that break and I just carried on the whole way through. At the same time, it's a little bit frustrating not going as fast as I used to go. So it's always a bit of give and take. Oh, that's the first time my front wheel's gone over that rut today. I'm very surprised. I usually do that way too often. There's a little hump halfway around that corner that just lifts your front wheel up ever so slightly and gets you into the ground. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, no, I was going to try and row the absolute life out of that, because you can quad into this section rather than just triple like I have been. And it's very fast. Up and over this. There we go. I really like this Suzuki, by the way. I've just downloaded it for this video, just put it on for the first time. And, oh, I have no idea who released it. I didn't even check that. I just went, you know what, TM Factory, what models are there? Oh, Suzuki with a RS12 exhaust. Let's slap that on, and good to go. And I thought I'd get some Fox gear, because that was the first brand that came to mind. up and over that, pop a left. Oh, I don't know if I've got enough speed to hit the triple. Seat bounce the life out of it, and there's another legs off. God damn it. But I quite like myself. I don't know about you guys. I should probably have a look at some different helmets, because this one's a little bit basic bitch, you know. One thing that is always been a shame for me on this game is you can't customize your boots compared to like separately from the gear. You know, you have to actually have the boots on the gear. So if it's stock stuff like this, I couldn't change it. If I went and got the PSD and change, obviously I could change the colours to whatever I wanted, but I just don't really have the time to be doing so. Sim skin making I think is actually quite a bit easier than it is on bikes. Like it's a lot more straightforward. It's not so finicky. I think the PSDs are probably a bit better, made by more experienced content creators. So the models themselves are unwrapped better, easier to use. They're not kind of as warped or anything like that. And I went through a point where I was a privateer on Sim, and I'd like take PSDs that people have uploaded, put my own name and numbers on them, edit bikes ever so slightly. But I've not even dared to touch any of that in MX bikes. It seems like it's a little bit outside my area of knowledge unless I properly sit down and spend some time and look into it. So I mean, both communities, we got some very, very skilled content creators, which I'm very, very grateful for. And, oh, don't go over it again. Thank you. Oh my god, that was close. I want to do one lap that's a little bit cleaner. Maybe so. I need to turn right here, and then I'm coming up to the finish line. If I want to slow down just a little bit, just to try and get a clean lap rather than trying to get everything as fast as possible. Although every time I come up to this jump, how can you not want to oppo this jump? It's such a nice jump. That was absolutely awful. It didn't step out much at all, but it means I got to bring the bike back round. So. Oh, I'll keep going off the track here as well. Screw it, we're going to turn this into a double-double rather than a triple. Please don't get our legs off. That was quite a heavy landing. I was a little bit worried there. There we go. This suspension, by the way, absolutely amazing for over-jumping stuff and flat landing things on a 250. On a 450? Game over. I feel like it's just where the bikes are so much heavier, the suspension compresses so hard, and a lot of time it just leads to the back end slipping out a little bit. Oh, let's get around here, and again I cannot give out the suspension, which I apologise for, but I'll try to remember before I sign off on this video to just let you guys have my advanced and other things like that, because people keep asking for them. The advanced isn't private by any means, just the suspension, because I did not make it myself. Don't want to be that guy to go and spread other people's setups. Some people think it's a bit of a sad thing to keep setups yourselves in this game, but you can forget it's a very, very competitive game. You know, the actual racing, like online pro racing side of things here, very, very, very serious. People take it, people dedicate hours, you know, hours and hours and hours a week to just improving their positions by a few in the races. So I can completely understand people not wanting to give all their secrets away, and I just use that YouTube privilege to get those secrets myself. But I don't want to divulge them at all. I don't want to be that arsehole. Oh no, 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 no! Survive, please, please! No! Oh, it was so close. I think that's the first time I've actually over-jumped that quad in, which I didn't expect to do. Usually I come up a little bit short and endo and go over the bars that way, but that was a bit of a shame. I feel like I was on a semi-decent lap there as well. I'll finish off this lap, and then I'll sign off the video. I want to try and hit an oppo at the top of the next hill. I always struggle to bring it back a little bit, but the face of the jumps on this track, they just make you want to do it so much. And I can't do it on MX bikes because my setup does not allow me to get the back end out at all like that. So it's nice when I come on Sim just to try and throw some steez a little bit. I mean, that was absolutely awful. I do apologise for what you've just witnessed, but you know what? It stepped out the opposite way a little bit, and I brought it back around without crashing. Baby steps, that's what matters. Slow progress, slow building. Let me try this inside here as well. I haven't done that once yet. Oh, actually, can I triple that? Ooh, that could be a good line. Is go inside and then use the side of the jump on the outside to still triple out. That would save you a little bit of time, I think. So slowly learning some sneaky lines. We're getting there. And I'm going to hit one oppo that's going to be way too big for me to bring back around over this finish line right here. Never mind, I've not got enough speed. Oh, I do. Yeah, that's not coming back round, is it? And we're dead. Okay, right, let me show you my setup quickly. And we'll end this here. Advanced stability. Feel free to pause it and have a look at that. That's what I'm currently using. That's what I feel comfortable on. My graphics, here are my FOV stuff. I don't use first person at all, so don't take care of that. But 85, 3 and 12. And these are all my graphics, maxed out as much as they can be, minus roost density, because I hate seeing all the roost going everywhere. And that'll do it from me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever it is you guys are up to. Until I catch you in the next video, peace.
I'm working hard, I'm sacrificing my life, I'm sacrificing my mind, I'm sacrificing my sanity, but most importantly, I'm sacrificing my time. Boy, I feel fine, I feel like I am a king. Honestly, I can't complain. Even with faith that's the size of a grain of some salt, I will still move a mountain and do what I want. I saw the